Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. A dose of sunshine in Brisbane. Actually, we're in Redcliffe. I'm so excited. I've already started the 6-week road trip and I'm in Jeanette's house at Redcliffe. So this is my, fourth day? I did Coffs Harbour, then I went to Bar Scrub. Actually, I stopped. Yeah, stopped for coffee. I didn't have coffee. I had a turmeric chai latte, and then I went to Yasmin's house in Bar Scrub, and then here, and we just had an amazing conversation and dinner. All sorts of varieties of food because we had people that were egg free, dairy free, wheat free, chili free.
It was crazy.
We had so many frees. It was so funny. So we had 2 different types of desserts and all sorts of stuff. So I was going to come on here prior and talk about confidence, because if you were not part of the women's gathering that I just recently did on confidence, good morning, Christine. If you were not on the women's gathering, I would definitely suggest you go in there, because we had a really great discussion about confidence, and I was going to summarize it because it was so good. Good morning, Sharon. And so that's what I was going to do. But we had such a great conversation last night, and Jeanette and I was just on Women Beyond Boundaries. So if you want to go and check Women Beyond Boundaries, we just had a great interview ourselves, because Jeanette does Unapologetically You. And I'm going to just stop for a second. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button and the bell. We're always putting new stuff on there, so just needed to get that out. And so we did a great conversation on Jeanette's, and I said, hey, Jeanette, come over here and let's do it. Let's do it together. Yeah. Because we were talking about confidence, and Jeanette and I talk about this sort of thing. Jeanette, would you like to just introduce yourself? We've got 20 minutes, right? So let's just do a quick.
Look, some of you might know me because I actually have been on an interview with Elizabeth before, but
a couple of times.
Yeah. But so I run a women's group called Women Beyond Boundaries, but essentially I'm the founder of a program that I run called the Butterfly Effect. And my whole journey through this has been to help women to really lean into themselves and know who they are from the inside out, because I know that there are things about each woman that they don't know about them. They do know about themselves, but they just don't know how to tap into that. And so I do really support women through confidence and being unapologetically who they are, so that they can kind of live and play in the world in their way. Not by somebody else's expectations or society's expectations, and getting caught up in their head about what they think that they should do and be.
And that's what that was the conversation this morning, is really we came full circle to something that I've been very passionate about from the very start, and whether I've been able to articulate that properly or not is another thing, is that recognition that we're all already doing it. We're all already living our purpose. We're already feeling into our bodies. We're already intuitive. We're already knowing. We're already these things. However, as soon as you have the intention that you doubt that in some way, or feel like you're not doing it, then you're separating yourself from it. You're separating from that already innate part as a woman of that knowing and that intuition. And so is that very thought of, I don't know how to do this, that creates the separation.
Yeah, and I think that not believing that you've already got some intuitive thing that's going on with you. Yeah, I think it's not believing that. Just thinking, well, maybe this spirituality or this intuition is far beyond me. It's far greater than what I can imagine it can be. It's like looking into the world of spirituality and seeing it as something separate to yourself. But it's actually not. It's a connection to who you already are, if you allow.
Yeah.
allow. And so that's why I was giving the analogy of the child with the swimming pool.
Can
So,
you do that while I close this
Yeah.
so that we can, it's
Yeah.
not so loud, but
yeah,
you tell the
absolutely.
story.
Yeah. So essentially, I used to teach swimming. I own my own swimming school, and the analogy that I put forward was, I would hold a child, right, and I'd cradle their head in my hand, and I'd be guiding them through the water on their back, and I would be saying to them, can you feel that? Feel how the water feels around your body. Can you notice about what's happening? What are your legs doing? Are they floating right now? And just getting them to feel the softness of that. So slowly peeling away the fear and the anxiety, because they've come to a new experience. They feel like there's so much unknown in front of them, and yet their ability to relax and enjoy the water and be at one with the water is already there. They just don't know it's there.
Absolutely. And because I energetically feel things, every time you say that, what I see that the steps of what you're doing is taking them out of their conscious mind that's doubting and worrying and being fearful into having a spatial awareness body experience.
Yeah.
And then that creates a connection.
Well, it creates trust.
And well, that connection is the trust.
It's the trust, yeah, it is.
And the safety.
Yes. So first they have to trust, first of all, they have to trust me. Because if they don't trust me, they're not going to get in the water with me in the first place. But then in that process of trusting me, if I facilitate that space for them well enough, they learn to trust themselves.
Yeah.
And then in trusting, but there's lots of different layers to trust. There's lots of different levels to trust. So you can trust yourself to be able to stay in the water with that swimming teacher. Okay, I trust myself enough to surrender to the teacher here. And then there's another layer. I trust myself enough for her to let me go. I trust myself enough that the water can support me. I trust myself enough that this can happen and that can happen. That's confidence.
Yes, that's what I was just going to say.
That brings you into confidence.
Yeah.
So your ability to be confident in yourself is really dropping down into your body and learning from your body what you already know intuitively inside you that you may not have allowed yourself to see or hear or feel before.
Yeah. And can I just bring that around to, is it I trust myself in the body, in the water. I trust Jeanette that she's going to hold me, right? So but I was just thinking and love to get your feedback. I trust the water. I trust the feeling that I'm having from the water.
Oh, that comes after.
Okay, yeah.
It doesn't come first.
Yeah.
Because the water is so foreign.
Yes.
So when you think about knowing yourself,
in
a sense, you've taken on in lots of different ways, in lots of different contexts, you've taken on all the society expectations, the worldviews, the paradigms that you've been born into, the rules and regulations.
We spoke about that
this
morning.
You've taken all that on, and so everything has been outside of you. That's who you've become. You've become everything that's outside of you.
Yes. Yeah.
And so the first thing is to be able to come back into your body and trust that there is something within you that knows how you want the world to be for you, how you see the world, how you feel the world, your experience in and with the world is all in your body for you to access.
And I definitely suggest that you go into Women Beyond Boundaries and check out the interview that we just did, because this so relates to everything that we were just talking about, because it's actually being aware. One of the things that I was saying in that interview was we've got these rules that we're unaware of the world and how things are supposed to be, that sometimes the world views, and sometimes, like I gave an example with the relationship I've just been in, right? And so is actually being able to define and assess those rules, because I feel right now in consciousness, where we're at in consciousness, is that spirituality has evolved itself into we can be whoever we choose.
Absolutely.
Whereas we're still in these old doctrines of this is the structure and these are the rules, and if you're spiritual, you do this, this, and this, right? So we're still limiting ourselves from this unconscious patterning that has been embedded in us. Whereas now is that ability to go, okay, how do I feel? My definition of these rules, am I going to assess them as right or wrong for me? And how am I going to navigate in the world from here? And so all of these processes, all of these things that we're talking about builds confidence, because it's all about just feeling, how do I feel? What's in my body? What am I thinking about this? What's my assessment of it? Blah, blah, blah. And how am I going to move forward in it as me in this new identity, or with the old things, but from I'm going to take ownership of that.
Can I add to that? So energetically, so if you think energetically, whenever you know that your intuition is at play, or your gut feeling is telling you something, that's your
thank you, Irene.
That's your connection. That's your connection. That's your opportunity to drop in to your body and listen to what that message is trying to tell you. It's like the child in the water, right? So they have to be able to feel relaxed and okay with their body for them to be able to feel and understand and be at one with the water, which, if you can take that analogy, maybe that can be the analogy of energy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
That's how I saw it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So take that experience that you're having, and give that experience a space that it's asking to have.
Yeah.
And then you'll start to develop confidence, not only around that experience, but with yourself, that you can trust that you already have within you what is required for you to play in the world confidently.
Yeah, absolutely. Well said. So we have a little bit of time. I was waving here to Tanya. Tanya's saying good morning. Good morning, Tanya. If you're interested in being part of the meditation and you're on Facebook Live, then jump on over. Irene's going to add the link in here now, and jump on over to the Zoom so that you can be part of the meditation. And we're going to go through a process. I never know what's going to come out. And so I'm feeling to do a body experience.
Nice.
So if you're on Facebook and would love to be part of the meditation, jump on in. Irene's just throwing the link in. Thank you, Irene. And come on over and we will participate right now in the meditation. And if you've been watching Facebook, just keep watching Women of Light Movement, because, man, I've been having some great conversations, and we've gone from all sorts of facets of life, all in the one realm. It's just been beautiful. So keep watching. All of them have been really profound too. So watch them all the way through. I remember yesterday I was speaking to Yasmin and Sasha and Harmony, a young woman of light. She was beautiful. She did a song afterwards for me as well. Nice. For all of us. And there was something really profound that Yasmin said when I asked her what the definition of being a woman of light was, and I just went, wow, wisdom just came out of her mouth. So listen and just take it all in. So I will catch everyone next time I'm on a live, and the sun is starting to shine down brightly on me. Shine down. And jump over to the Zoom, and we will catch you on the meditation. See ya. Thank you. Thank you so much. I love our conversations.
Me too.
Done. Okay, ladies. I'm just going to